ready for another lesson?
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Back Row Banter, your favorite casual movie talk podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Schwartz, and on this week's episode, we'll be talking about the movie The Departed. But of course, before we get to any of that, I'm joined by not a co-op Nathaniel Gingrich.
Is he a co-op?
I think he's a co-op.
I'm not a co-op. I'm not a
Are
co-op.
you sure you're not a co-op?
I'm not a co-op.
How many times has that been? What's the number of co-ops?
Yeah, we should get
like,
the tally
movie?
of that in this movie.
Yeah, and
funny.
the listener at home should sort of tally of how many times we say it in this podcast, because that's not the last time we'll be saying it.
No,
I can almost guarantee it.
it's a that was a strong bit for your boy, and in his college days was the is he a co-op Departed. So.
I'd argue it still is for you, because you do throw that around more than anyone else I know.
Yeah,
Not a bad thing. Not
Yeah.
mad about it. But I still hear you saying that every once in a while, and I enjoy it.
Listen,
honestly.
man,
It's a
you're
good reference.
you know I've got to. It's almost back to being retro, I would say, at this point. You know, like we're almost back around again on that one. There's a few things I feel like when I look back in my teenage years or like my early 20s that I'm kind of excited for culture to come back around on again, like puka shell necklaces. Man,
Oh.
I will be back in on a puka shell necklace when that starts happening again, or maybe like cargo shorts. I mean, that was
Yeah.
that was peak white boy Nathaniel.
Cargo shorts depends on the cargo shorts.
I mean, the cargo
can be.
pants I know are back in. That we're
Cargo
back in
pants
our
are back
cargo
in.
pants.
Jorts are pretty in.
Yeah,
right now.
we're back into the big blocky
I've seen that.
stuff.
Are
Big
back
blocky, like
Yeah.
we're not
Yeah, a little
about
baggy.
we're all about shape and drape nowadays. We're not about tight fitting clothing.
Absolutely. No,
Say
no,
my-
you gotta be loose and comfortable.
My jorts that I got are skin tight.
Yeah.
That is not advisable.
You can kind of see like the outline.
It's also
It's
how
it's like
Outline of
big
what?
ball. It looks like a division sign.
Jesus.
that's a joke. That's a quote from a
That's-
from.
Does
Yeah.
anybody know what that's
an
from?
image.
No, I don't.
That's a
over my head
quote.
right
I
now.
know it's a quote.
It's absolutely a quote.
Oh,
It's
is
a
it?
shame. We got a movie podcast and nobody can
I
call
was
it.
gonna
It's
say.
terrible.
It's tickling my
Superbad.
brain. Yes.
really?
Yes.
Yeah, it's Jonah Hill when they're it's like at the
Yes.
end of the movie where he's trying on pants because they're going to college and he's
Yeah.
like,
Oh, it
And
is.
he's like, no, I
Oh,
think it's
yeah.
fine. He's like, you can kind of see like the outline. He's like, it's like
Yeah,
it looks like
yeah.
a division sign. It goes like
Ball,
ball, dick, ball.
That's the bit that I was
Yeah.
like, I know that. That is deep in my
That's
brain.
crazy. I
somewhere.
didn't pull that, dude. And I've seen that movie like I'm not even kidding you. I've probably seen the movie over 30 times in my entire life.
I've seen
And the fact that went over my head is actually an embarrassment.
I've seen that movie in 45-minute chunks about 50 times because
Yeah, I guess that's more so what I'm saying, opposed to like totality front to
Dude,
beginning every time.
it was on my best friend's iPod Nano, the wide versions. That was one of the ones that we got a free minute in between periods in class. We're queuing up super bad, like everybody
Yeah,
watching.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was that era.
man, that's a good pool time.
Thanks. I try.
So yeah.
Also joining us today, not a co-op tie, Tyler Verdalis.
I am not a cop.
Are you sure?
Oh, he's definitely
Yeah,
a cop.
I was
promise?
one of the guys that the cops are yelling at towards the beginning of the movie, during a football outing, I believe it was.
Oh yeah, you were a firefighter.
I was,
Yeah.
but I think I stand by
Or
the
rugby.
fact that I probably would have been a pretty good cop.
I think they were doing rugby.
It might have been rugby. Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah,
remember.
yeah, could be.
But
I think it was rugby.
Yeah, they used a
Either.
different F word to insult the firefighters, so I'm not going to repeat that
they
one.
do.
That's used a few times in this movie too,
Yeah,
man.
also
Talk about a
true.
2000s movie.
Yeah.
This has got it through and through for sure.
Let it rip, brother. Just go, Adam. Just cut this. Go, Adam. Go ahead. Cut this. Bleep this out.
Yeah. Hold on. I got it here. Hold on. Give me a second. There we are.
Do you actually want me to cut that? Because
No, because he didn't say it.
No, I don't worry. I played the bleep noise for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is actually a
All
button on this on the Roadcaster.
Oh,
That's
now you
funny.
tell me. Now you have the ability to do that.
I'll bleep you right now. Wow.
I'll bleep you right now.
Why would you say that, Adam? You can't keep wait, bro. Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
No, who gave Nathaniel this power?
I mean, kind of all of us.
Yeah, actually.
I was the one willing to
I'll buy
invest.
the Roadcaster out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll buy the Roadcaster off you, actually. I'll just take that off your hands.
Oof. We'll see.
Rounding out the
Look
squadron.
Look at the attachment to power. He's like, I don't know if I could let it go.
yeah. That's like there's not even a price for that. According to Nathaniel,
Well,
this man, you can offer me a fortune. I'm not giving up this caster right now.
well, no, honestly, it was more like, hey, man, in a couple months, I might need that money. Like, it was more, I'm holding out.
And rounding out the squadron today, and as usual, is Big Quap BlakeHolder.
There it is. What's going on, fellas?
He is a cop.
Well, one of us had to, right? According to the Departed lore, like one of
True.
us have to be.
True.
I mean,
Yeah.
debatably, spoiler alert, one of us.
One of us. Google gobble, we will
One
make you
of
one of
us.
us.
One of us. Yeah, man. What's going on, fellas?
Not
Oh,
much.
chilling.
Just gathered here today
Yeah.
to talk about an excellent movie. But
Excellent
doing,
film. Second
doing a lot of other
Scorsese film we got on here, right?
it's
We
hard to believe
got-
it's only the second.
Yeah,
All we've got is Killers.
Killers.
Killers of
yeah.
the Flower Moon and this.
Yeah. But I think it is only the second.
Did he win an Oscar for Killers? No, right? It's just this
Ah.
one.
No, I
think
don't
so.
believe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, I think that
that
was-
was 22 or 21.
Was that the year Coda
I
won?
think 23.
Or no, was it it
I
was 23 actually.
I think 23.
Yeah, it was 23, and that year,
Oppenheimer?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess 20.
yeah,
Yeah, 23 is Oppenheimer. Yeah, it is. It is.
yeah. Got nominated for
I mean,
stuff,
fair,
as
you
it
know.
should have.
Yeah. But I mean, that's kind of
that movie's incredible.
so talking about this movie, that's kind of Scorsese's history at the Oscars until this movie.
The sizzle.
Bit of sizzle.
Nathaniel, would you like to introduce our main review segment here?
How you doing,
While
folks?
we're on the topic, while we're here
On the topic.
on the topic.
On the topic. How you doing, folks? We're here at Back Row Banter. At Back Row Banter, our review segment is split up into two sections. There's the non-spoiler section, then there's the spoiler section. It's pretty self-explanatory. In the non-spoiler section, we'll go over the movie itself, who wrote it, who directed it, who's in it, a lot of stuff you can find on the IMDb page, including the summary, which we will decide if we like or not. We will also go around the squadrant and decide if we recommend this movie. It's got to be a yes or no. Shout out Twix. Happy birthday, sir. Bit of sizzle, folks. Podcast dog Twix is his birthday, so if you
For the audio listeners, there's a dog on Blake's camera.
yeah,
It is his birthday, and he is a good boy.
yeah, podcast dog Twix. There's several podcast dogs. Maybe you will meet them over
There's a
the course of the your listening experience. But anyways, in the spoiler section, we'll go over the movie's deeper plot twists or any kind of bigger themes we want to go into or bigger talking points. If you want to have nothing spoiled for you for what are we at, like 20 or 15-year-old movie here at this point? This is, I think, 2006,
Yeah, about 20.
2009.
I think it's 06.
Yeah.
It's 06.
06, so about 20, 19 years.
Man, I can remember exactly where I was and everything about when this came out. That's a rough pull for your boy. Yeah, so we'll go into, it's an old movie, so if you don't have anything spoiled for you, I'm sorry, you might have missed the boat
not
on that
that old.
one. It's making me feel old, so I'm calling it old. And yeah, Adam, all of that's going to be written down in the show notes for you. So if you don't want to have anything spoiled for you want that broken down more clearly than I just explained it to you, check those. It'll have the timestamps in the show notes for you. Adam, tell me about The Departed.
I would love to. This is, of course, directed by Mr. Martin Scorsese, written by William Monahan, who I'm not super familiar with. What else has he done?
Is this credited
Not a lot, actually.
as an adaptation?
So he's credited with the screenplay, and then it's Alan Mack and Felix Chong for the writers of Mogon Dao, which is that an adaptation from a foreign
Well,
film?
I believe that would probably be the original name, but the English translation would be Infernal Affairs, which is a movie I want to say from Hong Kong in like 2002 or so. The great Tony Leung, I believe, is playing the Jack Nicholson role in that one. But that's actually a trilogy. I have not seen it. I've heard really good things about it though. I've heard 1 and 2 are amazing. 2, 3 not so much, kind of like the Godfather stuff. But yeah, there are those that are out there that argue for Infernal Affairs over The Departed as well.
Sure. Our cast includes Mr. Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Jack Nicholson, Mark Wahlberg, Martin Sheen, Ray Winstone, Vera Farmiga.
Yes.
Guess you never would have guessed. Who else? We are missing a couple of names here. We got to Wahlberg. I'm looking for Mr. Alec Baldwin.
Oh yeah.
Is the name I forgot.
Yep. Anthony Anderson's in there.
Anthony Anderson.
Yeah, quietly. Yeah.
That was the moment I was like, damn, he's made the big time. He is in like, dude, my guy was in a Scorsese movie. Like, what?
I think that's most of our big names.
I would say
here.
so. Yeah.
I apologize if I am missing anyone, but I believe we are covering our bases. The IMDb summary reads as follows. Oh, sorry, I forgot to do this at the top. It's rated R, runtime of 2 hours 31 minutes, and an IMDb rating of 8.5 out of 10.
Very high.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's up there. I don't know if that tops our highest rated movie, which I think
No,
is it's not.
but is it still Inception?
Is it Inception?
Yeah, but this is standing the test of time. This is about a 20-year run.
That's true.
With an 8+ ranking.
It's up there. Yeah, it's up there. 1.5 million ratings, it says on IMDb, and it still has an 8.5. So that's what we're dealing with here. IMDb summary reads as follows. An undercover cop and a mole in the police department attempt to identify each other while infiltrating an Irish gang in South Boston. That's as dense as this movie is, with 2 hours and 31 minute runtime, that's a pretty damn good IMDb summary in under like 20 words. So happy with that. But yeah, here we are, The Departed. This is a very, very famous and well-known movie. I feel like it's one of those that I only watched this for the first time less than 5 years ago. This is now my second time watching this. And leading up to it, it was one that's like, that's a top 5. Like that could be a top 5 movie. Like I just remember there was so much hype built around The Departed.
Top 5.
Top 5. And I think a lot of people have actually, like, a pretty well-known movie. I think a lot of people have seen this. So I would be surprised if there's a lot of first-time watchers for this movie listening to this podcast. But if you are, of course, we're still going to have our spoilers, not spoilers here. But damn, what a ride. This how many watches here for everybody? Like I said, this is only my second. Is there anybody who's watching this a bunch of times, or is this one that you guys don't revisit too often?
No, I mean, personally for me, this is, I would probably say this is my second or third, and that's like pretty confident in me saying that. And first time in a very long time. So the first time I saw this, I can recall it's like early high school, like watching it on like Stars and HBO or something like that. So think like 2009. And I don't really think I've seen it since then. Right. So this is essentially kind of a first watch for me if you go back 10 plus years of not watching it. But yeah, so I'm not deep in the catalog of The Departed. So there are things I'm watching this and I'm like, oh, like I forgot that happened. So it's like, oh, I didn't pick that up the first time. So yeah. What about the rest of the boys?
I'm in a
I
similar
would
boat.
say, go ahead. No. You go.
Okay, I'll go. I'm in a similar boat to Blake actually on this one. I remember this came out. I think I saw it when it came out, or if not, like quickly after, like at a Blockbuster rental or something like that. But I think this was my first Scorsese that I saw, if I'm not mistaken. Like, if it wasn't something else, maybe at some random other point. But yeah, and I think maybe I've seen it once in the interim since then, or like caught like the back end of it somewhere at some point. Obviously like the memes and everything, I make the joke a lot too, but like that's kind of just more cultural stuff. Like, yeah, I remember it winning. I remember watching the Oscars that it won and that kind of thing. Spoiler alert. And but I won't say it was one that I've watched a ton since then, and this was I think either my second or third watch for sure. Tyler, sorry to cut you off.
No, it's not really cutting off. We were like same time.
How dare you, bud?
Just more or less like the old Midwest. Like you just like you both go to like the same thing on the at the grocery store. And like, go ahead, go ahead. Yeah, I would say I've probably seen this anywhere from like 8 to 10 times. It's just, maybe not all in full either.
Yeah.
Kind of, like on the background and kind of like that thing. But I really don't remember this when this came out. 2006, I was kind of like too cool to be like watching movies, maybe at least like in theaters, or like, something that already wasn't like part of like my DNA. So I really don't remember this in theaters, and I may have seen it. Honestly, I don't know, because I just don't remember. But overall, I mean, I think this movie's definitely turned into like pop culture, in a sense. But there's some really big diehards for this movie, and then it's also kind of got like its little. I don't know. Sometimes this movie doesn't seem as big as it is. Sometimes it seems very like cult classic. It's not one that I think a lot of people are like overly talking about on a regular basis. At least not anymore. I mean, it is from 2006, so it just kind of depends. But I think for the most part, it kind of gains one of those instant classic kind of vibes. You hear The Departed, you know that it's definitely not a bad movie. But I don't know if this is on anyone's like absolute like top 5 movies they've ever seen in the world.
I feel like that's on some people's, man.
I mean, like I said, if you're from Boston, I'm for sure this is probably got to be on your top 10. It's like this and Ted. And anything else that stars Mark Wahlberg.
The town would, I think, be up there at this point as well too.
And Boondock Saints
is in your top 10 if you're from Boston. So
that was fucking funny.
So yeah, it's but yeah, like I said, I definitely had a fun time with this movie. I think anytime I watch this movie, I'm kind of like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, The Departed. But then again, there are times where I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's on in the background. I don't really have to pay attention. But it's The fucking Departed.
It is The Departed.
Yeah. So Adam, tell us. I mean, I guess talk us through your viewing experience this time. You said first time was a handful of years ago. Going back now, kind of a analytical film brain. What are your thoughts pre spoilers?
Yeah, definitely a different viewing experience this time around, just because I think this movie has so many twists in it.
Yeah,
where you're kind of like, who's gonna figure out what at what time? Who knows what? Like, and then and you think it is just kind of gonna be this, cat and mouse game until some shit goes down. No like back row joke intended, but some shit really does go down. And that I remember the first time watching, like, incredibly unexpected for it to take that that turn that it does. So watching it this time around, the impact of that tension and those turns is far less than I remember it being the first time watching it, just because you kind of know just the general trajectory of the story. Although there was definitely some things I forgot here and there. Obviously, it's been a couple years, but you still kind of there's not a lot surprising me here. I did, as Blake was saying, like, I appreciated some of the things I could notice on this watch. But overall, it doesn't quite have the same impact I remember it having the first time I watched it. But I think that impact, I still carry that with me and was carrying it with me throughout the film. Where I was like, man, I remember. There's a couple of scenes in here where I was like, I remember how like tense I was first time watching this. And watching the performances, I enjoyed a lot this time around. Rather than kind of being sucked into the plot, I was kind of sucked into the characters a little bit more. Especially Jack Nicholson. It's just like, wow, this is
For sure.
This is probably one of my favorite performances of his, if not my favorite.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a definitely different viewing experience second time, just because I think this movie rides a lot on you kind of like not knowing what's coming next and kind of not knowing where the end point is going to be at. And it's not quite, it won't have the same effect the second time around, and it definitely didn't, but still really enjoyed it. And it still has I still hold it in very high regard because of that first watch and because of, just the craftsmanship of the movie as a whole. Yeah, it just doesn't quite hit the same the second time, but still definitely like recognize the greatness of it,
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
All valid statements. I mean, so I guess I'll kind of jump in there from my end. So like I said, probably second, third time I've seen it. Essentially kind of a pseudo first watch. I haven't seen it in over 10, 15 years. Really, really enjoyed this movie. I mean, possibly my favorite that I've seen from Scorsese.
Sure.
So, I mean, I feel like a lot of people in my age bracket will probably end up going Wolf of Wall Street, right? It's like probably the easy answer for like most people 30 through like 25. You know what I mean? But yeah, this one, I think it's got something for me. It's really cool to see kind of the younger cast, and you get a younger Leo, you get a younger Matt Damon, right? This is Matt Damon when he's doing the did he do the Bourne movies? Right? Isn't that Matt Damon?
Yes, it is.
Right. So yeah, this is like peak Matt Damon jumping in the Bourne movies as well. Mark Wahlberg doing always in some sort of Boston role, plays a huge role. Then obviously Jack Nicholson. I mean, realistically, this is probably like the last excellent role you get from Jack Nicholson. Like all things considered. So that carries a lot of weight too. So yeah, this is one I was pleasantly surprised. I was trying to see if I can remember the twist and the turns between each character while watching it this time. And I'd say I got some of it, but there are definitely a few of them that kind of went over my head or I didn't recall. But yeah, overall, I mean, great storytelling, great character development. There's some shots that look really good in this. Dialogue, Scorsese and Tarantino, in my opinion, do the best, like, no pun intended, like banter dialogue between characters, right? That aren't necessarily driving the plot, but just sound like a conversation two people would actually have in real life, right? Like they're so good at offshooting those into movies. So yeah, that carries a lot of weight, and yeah, all in all, I mean, I'm big on this movie, very big on this movie. This is one I was waiting to talk to the fellas about on pod, and yeah, this is awesome for the listeners. I mean, we were debating between this and The Town, right? And it was basically kind of a flip a coin, and the group was like, "Fuck it, let's do the Departed instead of The Town." So maybe next time we'll circle back on that. But ultimately, I think we made the right decision doing this over The Town.
I think so too.
Funny enough, though, maybe. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we made the right move. I much more enjoyed this movie over The Town.
Yeah, I agree. But I was gonna say, funny enough, though, like now for pop culture, though, like The Town may be more relevant of pop culture just off like the mask scene, where like the police stop them in the car and they all have the mask on and they just look at the police officer. Like that's probably more relevant in terms of the mass social media
think?
culture right now.
Rather than is he a co-op?
I think it kind of, I was gonna say, I think it
I
kinda
guess.
depends,
I guess.
because I feel like you could go to most people and be like, "Are you a co-op?" They'll probably be like, "Oh, I know what you're doing here."
Okay, valid. Okay, yeah, I could absolutely be mistaken here.
I think they would actually know what that's from. Where if you showed somebody a picture of like all the nuns in masks, I don't know if they would know what movie that's from, but they would know the meme. You know what I mean? I don't know
Sure,
if
I
they'd be able
got
to tie
you.
that back to
Yeah.
the town,
Is
but
it
they'd be like,
the-
"Oh, I've seen that meme before," and be like, "Well, but it's from a movie." I'm like, I don't know that
Yeah.
movie. I just know the meme.
I got you. Fair enough. Yep. But yeah, so that's all I got, guys, for pre-spoilers. But yeah, absolutely recommend. Quick bit before I do pass it off, and I know I'm rambling. However, I do want to say this is the second Costello we have on the podcast. R.I.P. my boy from Arrival. I know we forgot. R.I.P. my boy from Arrival.
I did forget. Thank you for that reminder.
Yeah. How quickly they forget. Fast forward 10 years from this movie,
Say.
we have Costello and Arrival, 2016. So,
I guess another thing, real quick, before I guess we kind of move on. Do you guys have a favorite Scorsese? Is this anybody's favorite?
oh fuck, dude. I haven't seen all of them, right? So I'm not versed enough to give an actual valid opinion. But of what I've seen, it's definitely between this and The Wolf of Wall Street. And I'm probably gonna lean this. All of The Wolf of Wall Street, I've definitely seen way more times than I've seen this movie.
Sure.
Right. Like that's one, like you're saying, I've seen that probably 10 times just through like background noise.
Yeah.
I'm with Blake where I haven't seen enough of his full discography because it's extensive.
It goes back to like the 70s.
Dude, it's insane. So I haven't seen enough of his to like have this be a super valid opinion, but I'm it's this Killers and Wolf of Wall Street for me. For sure. And between the three, I mean, it'd be any given day I could pick one of them. I like really enjoy Killers, and it sits well with me. And Wolf of Wall Street is an all-time classic, but so is this.
Yeah.
So it's like it's very hard to pick.
Mm-hmm. Nathaniel?
I mean,
Well, I guess let me ask, how many have you seen?
Yeah,
Have
I
you
think
seen,
I've-
maybe not the whole catalog. You've probably seen more than
other than Tyler.
the
I've
rest
probably
of us.
seen most of the rest of us. Yeah, I would say. I mean, like Goodfellas is iconic for a
Right.
reason.
That's the easy answer, but
for
I haven't
sure.
seen it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, man. But I know that's an easy answer for people
I mean,
to
and
say.
there's even other ones too.
theirs.
Like I haven't seen Taxi Driver. I haven't seen Raging Bull,
Mm.
which like are the other ones that people also throw out as well too. Obviously, but I would also say Cape Fear. I fucking love Cape Fear.
Never seen that either, though.
That's one that sticks with me after a while. It's Scorsese in his kind of like grimy era, which I kind of like as well too.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Obviously, you got Shutter Island.
Shutter Island's great. Shutter Island was the one that
never seen
I
that.
remember going to see Shutter Island in theaters on like a day where I was just like, man, like I don't really know what to do today. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I could go to the movies
Came
like
across Butter Island.
yeah. That one's great.
Have you seen Aviator?
Yeah, I've seen The Aviator. Aviator's
Okay.
awesome. Some amazing performances in The Aviator.
I was just say the only other one that I know that we've talked about before that's definitely on like a nostalgia for us is fucking Gangs in New York, which is just like
That's the next one I was
for
going to
me.
ask. Has
Yeah.
anyone seen that? Which I haven't seen that.
Dude,
Gangs of New
I
York rules.
love
Yeah.
Gangs of New York.
I have never seen it.
It's definitely like an epic. Like I think it clocks in near 3 hours. But like you got
Sure.
Daniel Day-Lewis just like in one of the creepiest roles he's ever played. You got young Leo.
Yep, of course.
Yeah,
Cameron Diaz, Liam Neeson.
yeah, it's a good one. And Killers. Killers is like out of his recent era. Like
Dude.
I like Wolf of
Man.
Wall Street. I think too many people have taken the wrong message from Wolf of Wall Street.
Sure.
It's one that's been
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
memed to oblivion.
Yeah.
Right.
So like culturally I kind of hate Wolf of Wall Street, but like Killers I just like that one for me. That one that one swept me off my feet. I really enjoy that movie as well
Same.
too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean
Glad we can agree on that one, Nathaniel.
with that context, I gotta say, The Departed is not my top Scorsese. Like, I really I like this movie. I don't love it. And I think part of that is the twists. Like, there are so many back and forth where I'm just like, it almost doesn't feel Scorsese-esque at certain points. Like it feels like it is like an adaptation in certain points. But that interplay of Damon and Leo looking for each other and having like the mirrored relationship with each other seen through the access of like both Jack Nicholson and then Vera Farmiga and stuff, like that's some chef's kiss shit right there as well too.
Yeah.
And like I think Jack Nicholson is awesome in this. I think he's a little bit like kind of on his own programming. Like he doesn't quite fit with everyone else, which like the character really shouldn't either. So I think he gets a little bit more leeway with that. But there's just certain points where I'm just like, all right, man, like you kind of feel like you're in a different movie as well too. At points. To like the contrast of like, I think this is the best Alec Baldwin and the best Mark Wahlberg I've ever seen. Like both of those dudes.
I agreed on the Mark Wahlberg account.
Yeah, for sure.
Alec Baldwin. I haven't seen
30 Rock. So
movies.
like, but like he's so he's so charismatic in this and so like likable in that like, oh, this is the boss you want to have kind of thing. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I like it. I don't love it.
All right, fair enough. But we all recommends all around, yeah.
Absolutely, still a recommend.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Then let's go ahead and head into spoilers. So if you've not seen The Departed, do not want to spoil it for you, go ahead, check the episode description. Maybe that's a timestamp you can jump to, or you'll be taken to the ranking of the movie up upon our Entropy list.
Spoilers. And you can tell that to your mother. Sorry, I was playing the sensor noise again. That was my spoilers, because I think at the time this was like one of those ones that was like, we set the record for cussing in a movie or something like that. It very much feels like that kind of era.
This movie is a 2000s movie through and through, right? I mean, we talked about it. I mean, you get a lot of F-bombs in here.
Of all varieties.
Yes, for sure. You get hitting on pubescent teens.
Oh yeah,
it's you know, I mean, it is a weird movie. It is weird, but things that you probably just don't really do in today's times. But he's pulled it off well. And then as far as the major spoiler of is he a cop?
Down.
I mean, there's like it's almost like who isn't? It's like when you like really get down to it. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of the beauty of it, right? Because you're so caught up on looking for like who's the rat, regardless of which camp you're in, right? Of the police or the FBI, or if you're in the camp of Costello, it's like you're so caught up on trying to find who's the rat. It's like you realize like they're fucking everywhere, right? And like that's almost the idea of it, right? So, but yeah, I mean, do we want to elaborate on the story a little bit more? I mean, I guess
go for it, bro.
Leo and Mark Wahlberg, or you got Leo, and Matt Damon, essentially looking for each other, right? They're tasked to be looking for a specific individual, not knowing it's each other.
Yep.
Right. And I guess you can even dig further that they don't even know each other exist. So it's not like they're not aware that they're looking for that person. Right, like they don't even know that person exists, but they're tasked to be looking for each other.
Yeah.
And you kind of get these backgrounds of the Matt Damon character, who's, I mean, essentially some sort of child figure to the Jack Nicholson character, right? At least that's kind of my takeaway, right? He kind of takes him on under his wing, right? He calls him dad all the time, or maybe calls him father or something like that. So you get that play. And yeah, a ton of cat and mouse just to kind of get to a climactic ending of some gunshots going off. But yeah, anybody else, obviously feel free to jump in. There's a ton. I can't really unravel the entire plot to 2 hour and like fucking 40-minute movie.
Yeah, I mean,
dialogue dumps, but
you got the basis of it there. You got Frank, Frank played the Jack Nicholson character, meets Matt Damon as a young kid, kind of coaches him up and gets him installed in the state police of Massachusetts, right? Where then you've got the Leo character who, by all means, seems to have worked his way up from the town or Southie and that kind of thing, and is keeping his nose clean. Tries out for the state police, but they're like, "Hey, you're too associated with bad crime. We're going to instead use you as an undercover cop embedded with this crime family." And then simultaneously, the two of them are looking for each other, as well as the net closes in on the Jack Nicholson character, and he tries to get away with it all. And that's where we end up.
Yeah, and even with that, I mean, I think the conversation you have between the Mark Wahlberg character and the Martin Sheen character with Leo in the beginning, where they're kind of, I mean, essentially they're fucking blackballing him. Like, Leo's doing this against his will, right? I guess that's the next part too. It's not something he really wants to do. He'd rather just be in the actual graduate through the academy and do all that. But instead, it's like, hey, like, no, we're gonna frame it that you've been kicked out of the academy for basically you being like a delinquent child and you're too involved in crime and all these other things.
Well, it's not even him. It's like his family kind of thing too.
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
It's his uncle was like there. And that's where, like, I think for me,
his dad, right? They mentioned his dad was also.
His dad was clean, but his dad purposefully was like, "I will be clean" or something like that. And like, I think Nicholson even brings up like, if your dad saw us here, he'd beat my ass.
Yeah, he'd kill me or something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I think that the implication was that the dad was straight, but like he was on the outskirts kind of thing overall. But like I like thinking back on like this movie itself and kind of like how I approached it. Like I said, I think I saw this just after it came out in theaters. So it was 14 or 15 or so. And I remember this being one of those movies where like ambiguity was kind of like introduced to me. And I was like, oh, so like
sure,
Leo could be kind of like doing this against his will, but it's also like you could read it as like, well, they're just leveling with him as well too. And be like, hey man, here's your options. And like, we think we could use you kind of thing. And there's so much in this movie that you could take either way on a lot of that stuff 100%. As well too.
Yeah.
And like you play with it in different ways in your mind, even down to like who's living at the end of it. We're in spoilers, but like who's living at the end of it and who's not, and like what the motives are there and stuff. Like there's a lot within this movie that you can read into as well.
And
sure.
And even with,
I wouldn't be shocked if like we all have 4 different like interpretations of what happens as well too, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Blake.
Because there's definitely you're absolutely right, man. I mean, because there's definitely ways you can look into this, and as the characters in the movie are trying to figure out who is who, right? There's also times where you can watch this and take different sides with characters depending on the conversation. That hey, they may have an idea that this person's a rat, but like no one's overly saying that.
Yeah,
100%.
Right?
In terms of dialogue with other people. So, for example, the Jack Nicholson and the Leonardo DiCaprio character, where like there are definitely times where like you're watching, it's like, man, it's like I think Jack Nicholson actually thinks he's a rat, right? But he can't really prove it, and then sometimes I don't know, it's debatable. Then Leo may do something, and then that almost clears him from Jack's radar, right? And then he wants to push it on somebody else.
I think at the end, isn't it that like the only reason Jack Nicholson starts to think that Leo is clean because Matt Damon's character takes too long or something to like report back on what Leo is doing or something like that. Like
I think it was when they get the new team. They get the new guys.
Yes. And Leo like calls in and is like, dude, there's something going on here. But like it doesn't get back to Jack in time. So Jack's like, he never brought it up. It was fine kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay. Yep. So and like that's thing that like I only caught that on this watch. Like as a 14-year-old, that thing went right over my head, I can tell you.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a very nuanced, as Adam said earlier, dense movie for sure.
Yeah. Just the back and forth, man. It's just like, okay, who knows what? Who's on whose side? What's happening? Like it just keeps going and going until it unravels quickly. It's a very slow burn for the most part, and then you hit that third act, and I think it's Captain Queenan, Martin Sheen, gets tossed off the building, and that is the biggest OF. Like, I remember watching that for the first time, jaw straight on the floor.
Yeah,
like
it's pretty gruesome too. Like when he impacts the ground and then the blood splashes up on Leo as he's turning the corner. Yeah,
because also it's set up well in the sense that like you don't really see them take him on the roof at all. You are interested in what's going on with Leo, and then they set up the fall, or maybe they show him getting thrown off the building or something, and then so like then you are waiting for it to come down almost, but like
yeah,
it is like, oh my god, that like just the game has changed at that point. Like the rules are different, or like the rules have changed, that kind of thing. It is like, oh my god, how did we get here? And then there's that shot of Matt Damon just sitting in his office after he hears the gunshots too, because it escalates even more. You think that's it, but no, there's a shootout and 2 people are shot on both sides. And then Matt Damon's just like, what have I done? Or like, what just happened?
That was like worst case scenario for him, right?
Absolutely, nightmare scenario. Yeah. And it's one of those. I love that they go to Matt Damon in that moment, because it's one of those things where you're like, everyone's had those moments where like there's something really bad just happened, and there's not like it's a moment where you're like, am I dreaming? Like, did that really just happen? Like when like you hit somebody with your car or hit another car, or like whatever it is, it's like your heart sinks and you're like, I can't believe this is real life. Like one of those moments, but to it like cranked up all the way. You know what I mean? Like people getting shot at, that kind of thing. Like,
you talking about the
officer down,
the Martin Sheen bit?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think for me, like this movie almost it builds and builds and builds to the point where Jack calls Matt Damon to get the tail off of him. Like that's almost the moment where it's like, oh, this is the climax, because this is the first time that Matt Damon is being forced to do something that's like not in the shadows anymore. Like Jack Nicholson is outright asking him to like call these people off, and like, you don't have to make it look pretty kind of thing. Like just get them off of me kind of thing. And I feel like that's the moment where we like descend into the third act finally and kind of go from there. Overall, there's no turning back past that point overall.
And then even with the Jack Nicholson, like this is honestly a phenomenal role by Jack Nicholson.
Oh, he's great,
Nathaniel kind of went on to say there's times where it feels like he's in a totally different movie, maybe just because his character is just so not even operating in the he's that's a great point, Tyler, for sure. He is 100% a psychopath, right? Where he's just not operating how a human does. And just from the way how he interacts with people who perform, the way he interacts with women, the way he interacts with priests. I mean, his character's got so many layers to it that you can almost read into it that like he's like potentially gay as well, like sometimes based on verbiage and stuff. So it's, I don't know, there's a lot, like I had to deep dive on this. So
there's definitely something going on there,
right? Because his character, especially like at that point in time that we're at in that setting, it's very much of, you found a lot of those criminals doing a lot of stuff for quote unquote their neighborhood. So a lot of those people looked at those people and championed those people, even though they were crooks. So it was such an interesting dynamic too at that time for being like one of those big criminals. But then you ultimately also figure out that he's getting away with as much shit as he's getting away with because he's an informant for the FBI.
Yeah, and that's the great kind of like rug pull, right? Like, is that like you do kind of get the mythos of Frank built up, you know, and like I think this is a weird movie to watch. Like Tyler and I think Adam, were you there too when we watched Black Mass?
Black Mass? Yeah, I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah, it's a very strange movie to watch, like 3 or 4 weeks after we watched that, or maybe a little bit longer now too, where it was just like, oh yeah, I see so much more of that in here as well too, and like they've talked a lot about how the Damon character and the Nicholson character are based off of the Edgerton and Depp character from Black Mass in some parts at least, you know, and you definitely get a better sense of that rewatching this movie, I feel like.
Sure.
But to that point, and kind of like to what Tyler said, like I do like the kind of sequence that they build in this, where it is that little bit of like as an audience member, you're like, yeah, you know, he's not that great a guy. He's obviously a bit of a psycho, but like he is this figure in the community, and like, you know, like early on, he comes in and he buys Matt Damon's character like a couple loaves of bread and some milk and all that kind of stuff, and like all that kind of thing, right? Yeah, and so like, not only do you see like as Damon's character that's like this dude came in and provided for you, right? But then it's like you think about it as like as the business. Dude's dropping like $100 there that day as well too. Like that's still helping you out as well too, right? And like, yeah, he might be kind of a crook or something. He's weird, but like he's also paying a lot of money, and like there is that stuff. And then like the way they kind of so nonchalantly in the structure of the movie bring that element in of the FBI informant, where it's like you almost get like a cold cut to Leo knocking some dude around, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, he's an FBI informant. It's like, oh shit. So this is just a whole nother level and a different way of thinking about the characters as revealed in a second. And it's it's how you know you're in the presence of someone who knows what the fuck they're doing, right? Like,
for sure. I think the other thing about that scene in the grocery store, it's important to also see Jack's character. He's a criminal. He's a he's a career criminal, right? So like he knows exactly what he's doing. So not only does he know that he's providing for, you know, a kid, and then also spending money in, you know, in a local business, but he knows that he's going to leverage that kid someday.
Yeah, he's
hoping that kid is going to grow up idolizing him, and then slowly being able to work him into being a criminal and have that buy-in early on, because I provided for you from when you were a kid. Yeah. So it's important to see that as well, because he's absolutely grooming this neighborhood to idolize him and support him for the entirety of his criminal career there.
That's a great point. And like, reflective of like what you said earlier, where like Matt Damon's always calling him dad, or like using that as like the excuse to like his cover story and that kind of thing. But like he never receives that actual level of like care back in any fashion, right?
Yeah, it's cool too, because you kind of get to see that come full circle. Like you tried your whole life to instill your criminal values into this kid and mold him your way, and then at the end of the day it ends up biting you in the ass, because he learns that you are an informant for the FBI, which is in fact a way of being a rat, but because it benefits you to not being a rat, because you're an informant and it lets you do your business, then you justify it in some kind of weird way, or for it to, you know, for you to be able to manipulate the system to benefit you. But now you've ultimately instilled those values of how shitty we hate, like how much we hate rats and how we treat those people within our criminal organization. You've instilled them so hard into this kid that he is now growing up to be like, no, fuck you. This is like what we do. We don't like fucking rats, whether you justify it the way you want to or not. And then he ultimately ends up being the one that kills him. It's also to obviously save his own ass.
But I think
but again, you instilled that in him to look out for yourself, to cover your own ass, to cover your own tracks. So you essentially, you know, you raised your own killer. It's just like one of those full circle moments.
Well, then the movie kind of doubles down on it as well too, because then you get the comeuppance of the Matt Damon character, right? And like, and I think his final line is like, well, fuck it, or like it's something like, oh shit, or right? He's like kind of accepted it, kind of.
Oh
thing.
yeah, when Mark Wahlberg shoots him.
Yeah, and then it's reflective of the, like, because as a kid I remember that also bumming me. I was like, wait, is Mark Wahlberg working for him? Like, who where does he come into this? Why does he kill him, right? And then but that goes back like on this rewatch and maybe on the batch afterwards, but like it all goes back to the Nicholson line from the beginning of like, when you're facing a gun, cop, gangster, what's the difference? Like, it could be that Dignam was working for the mob, or he could have just been a cop that was taking care of his guys, right? But it didn't matter. For Matt Damon, that's the end. And, you know, rat in front of the Capitol building. Symbolism.
Yeah.
Symbology.
And I think that's
symbology.
Yeah, what's the symbology of that? Yeah, I think that's the beauty of that final shot too, of the there's so many things are left for. There's so much ambiguity in this movie, and the Mark Wahlberg ending where he shoots Matt Damon too. Like that's the easy talking piece of that. It's like, okay, so is the Dignam character, i.e. Mark Wahlberg, was he also working in the mafia enterprise, right? Or was he actually a cop? And you start to wonder, well, if he was, why wouldn't he just arrest him and bring him in and things of that nature? So there's so many things that are left for ambiguity.
Yeah.
And on rewatching, you don't really know who's actually not an informant and a rat, opposed to like who's actually doing their job.
Because like even on this one, when I was like rewatching it, like at the start, he's like, I've been in the streets, like or like my undercover guys, those are my guys. And so like there's even an argument that he's just like, yo, you killed one of my guys, I found out about it, I'm coming for you as well too. Like that's almost how I took it this time, was that he wasn't a Costello or a cop, like affiliated dude, but he was just like, no, you took out one of my guys, I'm taking you out as well too.
Yeah. Now, did anybody dig into, or does anybody, how do they feel about the Jack Nicholson and the Matt Damon character, and how there's a lot of that you could argue is like they're overcompensating through like their sexual comments of women, and kind of how they feel about that. So like, for example, like Matt Damon, like very well could be, maybe gay is not the right word. Bisexual would probably be the correct term. I guess we can't put a label on them. We don't know.
At least
he is not heterosexual, I guess.
Well, he's confirmed impotent in this, right?
Yeah.
He can't get it up. That's
right.
the what they're talking about. And then like obviously Vera Farmiga's character is pregnant by the end of it, and kind of like the walk by seems to imply that it might not be Matt Damon's kid.
Yeah, exactly. Correct. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And then even the conversations with the Matt Damon character and the Alec Baldwin character where they're playing golf. It's like one of my favorite scenes in the movie, right? He's like, oh, like how's their wedding coming or something like that? And like Matt Damon is completely lying about everything, right? Like, oh yeah, it's going great. And then the Alec Baldwin character is like, yeah, like it's good. When you're married, it shows that it shows that like you're trustworthy, your cock works, and something like that, right? And then Matt Damon's like, Matt Damon's like, oh yeah, it's working well. Like just totally like a total lie of everything we know. So it just, I don't know, just makes you dig into kind of his sexuality and how he's.
But like, and like this is gonna be a very extreme example, but like this is the kind of stuff where you're just like, oh yeah, this is what separates a person like a Martin Scorsese from a Borderlands, where you're just like, you would never get anything implied. You would never get anything like, or all right, so more recent, new Captain America. You would never get something that would have to be spelled out like that, where you're just like, oh, I need to figure out what the characters are saying. It would all just be spelled out for you, how anyone is feeling at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take a little bit of a timeout.
How do you guys feel about Vera Farmiga in this? Which, I mean, interesting, because she's really the only woman that even has somewhat of an importance in this film, right? I mean, it's essentially six men in their stories.
Other than secondary characters, like filler characters, she quite literally is like the only female.
Yeah.
I think she does great, man. I think she does a great way. It's a cool way to further tie in Leo and Damon more, to just kind of put a little bit more turmoil in their relationship, especially because they don't know who they're looking for. So it's just one of those ways to kind of build that gap between the two of them even more. But I like the fact that, I mean, they could have made her, anything, but the fact that they made her a psychologist kind of even puts a little bit more of that mental stress on the movie. You really get to see the mental stresses that cops do have on a regular basis. And it's also true what Leo says that when he's like kind of in his first interaction with her in her office, where he's like, most of these guys just fucking come out here because they want to fucking shoot somebody. He's like, they're not here to be fucking good cops. He's like, what is a fucking good cop? But like, he is in theory a good cop. He really is in the core of all of this, trying to get rid of the main criminal. Like, he is the core of what a good cop is, but he can't see it because he's too busy fake being a criminal. So I thought it was so smart to make her that, and for that turmoil to be there even more without either of the characters actually knowing that they were tied together in multiple different ways.
Because and again, here's one thing that like I definitely feel like missed my thing on my first viewing is that like he's not there in the role of a police officer. He's there as a criminal who has court-ordered psychotherapy kind of thing, and he's talking about it while also trying to talk around the fact that he is still a cop, and like those are, I think what's great about those scenes is that blurring of the lines. Where you don't know, is he a co-op? Is he a criminal? Who's talking truth at those moments? Yeah. Adam, you look like you've been wanting to say something for a little bit here, bud.
Oh, I was just going to chime in on the Farmiga, their Farmiga performance. I think is great, of course, but I also think it's a really interesting dynamic here with her character. Like, I don't think that her character and the romance aspect of this movie did not need to be included. Like, you could have still a very compelling movie, I think, without her character. But it's an interesting kind of play to put her in there, and have kind of her be someone where you can get a reflection of the two main characters that we're seeing here, both Leo and Matt Damon's characters. Like, you get to see a little bit more of their inner psyche through them, and just more about their characters through her. And then it also adds another layer that they're dating the same chick, like they're dating the same woman. Like that's it adds like even more to the movie to me. Like, where it's like, all right, you have these like this cat and mouse game where these guys' lives are in such, close proximity to each other. They have a lot of the same, figures in their lives and their day-to-day and everything like that, and they're both trying to find each other, all that stuff. But then on top of that, they're sleeping with the same woman. It's just like, it just adds so much more to it to me, and I think it's a fun inclusion to have in some ways, because it's just, I don't know, that's one thing Black Mass doesn't have. Like, that's one thing, like a lot of these other like kind of similar gangster and mob movies, they don't have a lot of relationships where one woman is secretly dating the two men that are actually also hunting for each other at the same time. Like, it's just a fun dynamic to add in. I think it's really interesting.
For sure. Yeah. And it just goes to show that, I mean, there's no one here is really on any like ground. Like, all these people are like essentially shitty people.
And even Vera Farmiga's character is to both guys. Yeah. Like,
she's not a good.
Arguably,
obviously, she's not a good psychologist. Like, she breaks every rule.
She ends up writing him the script, and then he even said, she was like, "I'm just tired today," and he's like, "Whatever." It's like, it happens with all your last patients of the day. You're tired, and you don't care about somebody else's bullshit. Like, this is just a job to you. So it's so good that there is just this underlying just layer there that everybody is kind of a piece of shit.
And I think, that's a theme Scorsese's been building for years.
Oh, for sure.
My man does not come to Catholic guilt lightly on any of that stuff.
Yeah. And then, I mean, you even go like the extra layer of like the Vera Farmiga character and Leonardo DiCaprio. So he writes a note before going to finally face Matt Damon. He writes a note and gives it to Vera Farmiga. We, as the audience, don't know, and Vera Farmiga, for that matter, does not know what's written in the note. But he says, "Hey, like, don't open this unless I don't come back in like 2 weeks and you don't see me again." Right? Obviously, fast forward, he meets Matt Damon. They get into an interaction. That Anthony, what's his name? I'm thinking Anthony Anderson character comes up, who is Leonardo DiCaprio's buddy from the Academy, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. And he's like, "Hey, Matt Damon is the rat. Please trust me." Right. "I know I'm not a police officer right now, but please trust me. Matt Damon's the rat. We got to take him in." Anthony Anderson's kind of like teeting the line. And he also says a line that's like questionable because he's like, I got tons of, what does he say? He's like, I got tons of CDs. Or what does Leonardo DiCaprio tell? He tells him that he has tons of evidence.
Records or evidence or something, yeah. Or
that's what
tapes.
it is. I've got records of phone calls, right, to prove that he's right. Then Anthony Anderson says something of like, oh, like maybe you do, but like doesn't really trust him, which makes you start to wonder, like, okay, where's Anthony Anderson in all of this?
Nicholson was recording everything. That's the other thing that's kind of like not really ever shown, but just in the dialogue is kind of talked about.
Yeah, and you can kind of take it as he's recording everything because he could potentially think Leonardo DiCaprio is the better protege.
Yeah, he knows anyone or I think it's just he's always looking for information in an angle. It doesn't matter who you are.
I mean, he's an FBI informant. So at the end of the day, he's going to try and. I mean, he said it. He's like, I've never thrown anybody under the bus that wasn't going down already.
Right.
So
who believes that though? I mean, right? Like.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, he's obviously taken out competition left and right, so it benefits him in more ways than one. But yeah, I mean, it's just it's like top tier level of intertwining all these character developments that you have made throughout this entire movie, and it's just so well done.
Yeah,
agree.
Yeah, and really quick, I want to finish up the ending of the climactic ending. So you get the Leonardo DiCaprio writes a letter, gives it to Vera Farmiga. He dies confronting Matt Damon via Anthony Anderson and the other gentleman who's always been Matt Damon's like, peer buddy. And so he comes, saves the day, right, and shoots Leonardo DiCaprio and shoots Anthony Anderson. And he's like, hey, like, don't worry, we've got this. You thought he was the only person he had on payroll, right? Matt Damon's like, oh, God, thank you. And they're trying to cover up the crime scene to make it look like that obviously the police were involved and things of that nature. He ends up shooting his peer buddy, right? And basically takes I don't know how you want to say it, takes all the glory himself, right? Basically proving that, hey, he's not a role. The Jack Nicholson character has been captured, or he's now deceased. That crime family thing is over.
If I was in that role, if I was the Matt Damon character, that's where I lose track of everything. I don't have the like brain power to figure out where everyone is in the thing, and like all of a sudden we're all dead, and then I'm like, I couldn't come up with a convincing way that like we all, like, I'm the only one that survived and it was legit.
Yeah.
You know what I
agree.
mean?
That is the one thing where it's like, oh, I wonder how he's going to get out of that. There's a lot
they
of
don't
dead
even say it
right now.
Yeah, they're just like, you know just cut to, he's got all the commendations kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because like,
I mean, I guess their scapegoat out of that is the letter Leonardo DiCaprio writes to Vera Farmiga.
Yeah, maybe.
Which we as the audience can allude that he's wrote a letter to her detailing that, hey, Matt Damon is kind of the mole and kind of what's going on, right? XYZ. She passes that information on to Dignam, who's Mark Wahlberg. She lets him in the house when they're not there, and he shoots Matt Damon when he comes home from the grocery store, right? I guess that's their scapegoat.
Sure.
So I don't know. But yeah, that's cool that you don't really. In a lesser movie, to Nathaniel's point earlier, they tell you what's on that letter. Matter of fact, they may even have a scene of Leonardo DiCaprio writing it, and just with like a fucking dialogue exposition dump over him writing it, like it's an internal monologue. You know what I mean? Like I can see that happening in this, and they don't do that. You just kind of have to, based off the information we have, you put together a picture of what you think was on the note, and I think that's what it is. I think he tells she's the mole and tells Dignam to come by.
Yeah, it's like I said, man, it's top tier stuff, especially because like not in the movie world, in real world, you could literally, especially now more than ever, you could literally walk past a cop, drive past a cop and be like, that guy might be corrupt. That guy might just be a piece of shit who's planted drugs on somebody, who's taken a payout for something, and it has just gone so far under the radar that it doesn't matter. Like you don't know what side of the fence people are on anymore. And there could be a guy who has been living in, a shitty part of anywhere, and he could be genuinely one of like the greatest people who's never committed a crime before in his life, but he's just living in a terrible situation, trying to get out. It's
Absolutely.
wild. It's just it's so smart. The paranoia too in this. I mean, that's where like how Nathaniel was saying he wouldn't really know where to like come up with like all these lies, and that's where he would lose it. It's so wild to like see the amount of paranoia that comes out with all these characters. With Nicholson, it makes sense because he's coked out of his fucking mind. Probably 99% of the movie, and that's just a side effect of Blow.
What does he tell? What does he tell the girls where like he's watching the play? He's like, "Don't move till you're numb," or something like that, or don't come
throws
up
the coke on the bed.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, that's obviously where his paranoia comes from, and again that leads back to him and why he's recording all the tapes, because he's paranoid as fuck. He's never gonna let somebody try and put him into a corner. Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Yeah. He's excellent in this, man. He's excellent. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we haven't even brought up the phone call scene, which I think is another one of the most famous scenes from this movie, where Matt Damon and
Leo
DiCaprio, where Queenan's dead, and then Matt Damon has his cell phone that he assumes is then Leo's like burner, I don't know, contact phone. The burner phone, because he sees him use it earlier at the whatever, I don't know, at the sting operation. So then he calls it, and it's ringing, and a dead man's phone's ringing, and or the phone that only one person, a dead man, has is ringing. That scene is that got me again this time too. For sure. That's such a tense scene. You're like, oh my god, because then
what is he gonna say?
Yeah, what
nobody says anything. Yeah,
exactly. Which is like probably what would happen. You're waiting for the other person to say something, and then he just hangs up, packs a bag immediately. He's like, if I got to split, like if this is actually like a messed up situation, like I'm ready to go. And then he's pacing, calls him right back. Oh man, that's such a great scene. I almost wish they had a conversation, an honest conversation between the two of them
at the police station.
No, just on the call, just on the phone call. I wish that neither of them like said who each other were, but they talked and they were like, who are you, like that kind of thing, instead of Matt Damon pretending to be his friend or like someone he can trust. It is instead him like just like they're trying to figure out who each other are. I would have loved that a little bit more. But it still works out, but it's still a great scene.
For Leo, I don't know how you don't kind of draw that connection as soon as you get that phone call. I mean, he even asks where Dignam is, and he says he's out on a leave of absence. Like, these are the only two people you've had contact with the entire year and a half, 2 years that you've been undercover. They've never even once called off or like had any leave of absence. This is the third guy you go to if something happens. And like, I would have been like, no, fuck that. I don't trust that.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I mean, that's what he does ultimately.
Like, and this is where I was like, damn, like Mark Wahlberg did deserve that Oscar nomination. Was the bit where he's like, where is Dignam? He's like, Dignam's on a leave of absence. And you as a viewer know in Leo's head, he'd be like, nah, Dignam's an asshole, but he would never fucking like he wouldn't leave me out like that. Like my dog, like he might be that guy, but like everything in that movie has set you up for like Dignam wouldn't do that. Like it's such good storytelling
that
as well.
Cop.
Yeah. That man's a cop.
Yeah, right. If anybody's one.
Is that fucking guy?
This guy. We're thinking it's Matt.
And I know you said it earlier how you can like the ending leaves it up to interpretation on what side he was technically on, but they do such a good job at making sure that you know that he is like the one good true cop.
I read it as like Dignam's out there looking out for his boy. Like and like like he might not have been
decides to take it into his own hands.
Yeah, exactly. He reads the situation.
You know?
Yeah, I agree. I read it as he's like fuck this, it's all too corrupt. They got my boss, they got my guy. Like I'm gonna do what I gotta do, kind of thing. And
they got what's the other guy who was an undercover? Durham or Durham or whatever.
The Delahunt, the other guy who's like, ask me why I didn't say it or whatever. Like, and like that's another one where like you could interpret it as like, oh, are the police saying that he was the undercover guy so that they take the pressure off, or they tell Jack Nicholson to stop looking for him? Or it could be that he is an undercover guy as well, too. Like that there is that ambiguity in there as well, too.
Yeah, I think I've always read it as both sides just have so many people on each other's side.
I like
that. They don't even know who is good and who is bad anymore.
I like that
and
reading
the
as
people
well,
that
too.
are involved don't know if they're good or bad. They've been so wrapped up on either side. They're like, am I a good cop or am I a good criminal?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening?
It kind of speaks to that thing of like, well, maybe one side can't exist without the other, right? Like,
Yeah, 100%.
you only end up with people that are playing both sides, and that becomes its own little thing.
I would agree.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a fun conversation, but we are running pretty long on time. So I'm going to transition us out of spoilers here.
Really quick for you, Adam. Does anybody have any favorite quotes? Because there are some like unintentionally funny lines in this. Maybe they are intentionally funny.
There's a lot, dude.
But yeah, does anybody have something that they just find funny every time?
I've always
there's so many that I like lost them.
Yeah, it's not really funny. But I love when Jack Nicholson is doing his rat face. He's talking about like a rat, and then he visually makes like his little rat. Yeah, I'm like, dude, what such good acting, but also just to kind of push the envelope of like where your character's mental stability is at.
Yeah.
To just constant, like, I'm just like, dude, it's very Joker-esque in my mind to be able to also interpret a rat face the way that you want to see it. And so yeah, I'm like, dude, just what a great way to for the viewer to just understand where Jack Nicholson is.
Well, piggybacking off of that, I think it starts even earlier in terms of building his character, because early on when they are introducing Jack Nicholson's character, you see him like shoot some people on the beach with Mr. French.
Felt funny.
And he goes, she felt funny. Yeah. It's like, it's like, and I don't know if you guys have heard Matt Damon telling the story of that line, but I guess Jack Nicholson on set was like improvising, because I don't know if that was the original line or what. But he was improvising a whole string of lines that he could give, and they did a few takes, or he did a longer take, and they ended up just cutting it down to that one. But it was like a string of things that just showed how messed up his character was, and he really like went all in on it. You guys should look up the clip of Matt Damon talking about it because it's funny. But yeah, that just sets you up immediately. She felt funny, and then I think Mr. French goes, "You need to see someone, Francis," and it's I think that's when it kind of when it gets set up pretty well, and that's one of my takeaway lines.
Fair.
And when he comes out the back, just covered in blood, you're like, what?
Yeah, there is a couple of where he's got like the hand too, and he takes the ring off and stuff. Like he's constantly sounding like a fucking serial killer as well.
For sure.
I mean, he is.
And Leo's face throughout that interaction where he's at his home and he has the hand in the plastic bag.
Yeah.
And he takes the hand out. Leo kind of just looks at it like, what the fuck is this guy doing? You know what I mean? Just some great facial expression acting in those. My favorite, though, is probably got to be where he walks into the bar and he was like, who let this motherfucker in my bar or whatever. You finally realize that Jack Nicholson owns the bar. And then he's like, oh, I'm just kidding or whatever. He's like, how's your mom? And she's like, oh, like, she's actually terrible. She's on her way out or something like that. Then Jack Nicholson's like, yeah, well, we all are. Like, it's like not reassuring at all. So yeah, that part always gets me.
Yeah.
But that's all
gonna get us out for real this time. Welcome back, listeners who skipped over spoilers. We're gonna go ahead and throw up The Departed, hop upon our Entropy list. For those of you who do not know, the Entropy list is Back Row Banter's official list of all the movies we have reviewed, regardless of genre, regardless of anything else, all in one fantastic list. It's essentially how we rate our movies rather than do it at 5 stars out of 10. Whatever it is, we throw up all the movies we review and see how they compare to one another. And once they are ranked, they will fall into one of 7 tiers. And that is how we kind of give our final rating. Entry, how many movies we have here? 248. We're
closing in.
247. We're closing in. We'll need some double eps to close us out, so we match the episode title with the number on on the Entropy list, but okay. This is interesting.
Talk to me. Where's Killers? Killers is up at 23.
Which great spot. Awesome. I'm glad we got it up there.
Not coming close,
there.
is it?
Yeah. Well, it's tough, man. That's why I'm saying.
Fellas.
Is it? All
I
right.
think it is. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Good. I think.
I mean,
someone needs to go
I
to
guess-
bat for this movie.
Okay. Okay. So
Go
based
ahead, let it rip.
so based off that, I actually have an idea. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. It's not what
No, go
my
ahead.
intention was. Well, now I'm thinking about it here, but I think, yeah. I'm gonna go at 49. Below E2 Mama,
49.
above Dunkirk.
Okay. So you got it as an A-tier movie.
It is definitely an A-tier movie. So originally I was looking around that Batman, Zodiac, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse tier, and then I saw Starship Troopers, No Country for Old Men, Godzilla -1, E2 Mama, and John Wick 4, and I was like, gotta push it a little below that, because that crop is a little too strong for, because it was Avatar and Dark Knight Rises that were kind of definitely securing me there, but yeah, that pushes me a little below. So we're at 49, below E2 Mama, above Dunkirk.
Man,
I think you're pretty close there.
That's valid.
Nathaniel, I'm gonna slot
No Country
it
for
in.
Old Men's one that seems like, man, we might have that actually a tad bit too low.
That's my doing, and I'm not taking it back.
Oh, you're the culprit of that one.
Yeah, that's me. I'm gonna be right around that same spot, 48 though. I'm gonna put it above E2 Mama. Sorry, Nathaniel.
Bitch.
Once I rewatch that movie, maybe it'll change, but for now.
Yeah, I'm so excited for you to just eat crow on that one. I will accept your
there's a good
apology.
chance if I watch it before the next, amendment meeting next July, there's a good chance that one moves up maybe a little bit for me, but we'll see. 48 for myself.
Tyler, are we vibing week after week? Or sorry, Blake, go ahead. So I think Tyler have like a 2-week streak going here, don't we?
Yeah, no, Ty, do you want to tell yours if you know where it's at?
I don't. I'm kind of waiting on you because you had kind of, made me believe that you were gonna go a little bit higher here.
Yeah, I'm higher than the boys for sure.
In the words of Adam, I'm waiting with bated breath. So by all means,
I'm famous.
All right.
That's my famous go-to line.
He says it a lot.
I think you've said it once.
I do say it a lot.
Yeah, I'm looking here, fellas. I know Nathaniel and Adam got an A-tier movie. I'm gonna cut the shit. I got an S tier.
Okay. I love this.
Which I'm glad you do.
I love S tier Blake. Yeah, this is one of my favorite characters on the pod.
Yeah, it's like I'm looking at it. It's climbing the ranks in here, man. It's pretty high. That being said, I mean, it's potentially my favorite Scorsese. Honestly, yeah, I'm gonna go 16.
All right.
So I'm gonna go below Inception.
Damn,
I'm gonna go above Your Name.
I like it.
that's awesome.
Inception's kind of my cap because, to my understanding, Inception was a total original idea from Nolan.
True.
Right, kind of with him,
Yeah.
and I think his brother does some of the writing as well.
That was definitely his thing. Yeah, his shit for sure.
Yeah, where this we can see
It
is
is an
actually I didn't
adaptation.
even know till talking to Nathaniel brought it up earlier on here, is that this is kind of brought up from a different story, and I think you said out of Japan, right?
Excuse me, Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, pardon me.
Yeah,
Yep.
so that's definitely part of it, and then the other half is the Whitey Bulger, which is the story of Black Mass. as well too.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a remake of Infernal Affairs with the Whitey Bulger story kind of mixed in
with
together.
some actual real events tied into it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which that's gonna kind of not put it in that top 10 for me per se. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm gonna go right below Inception. Above Your Name and above Arrival that also has the other Costello. So yeah.
I like other Costello more.
Man, shout out to him. He survived. R.P. Abbott.
Ty?
Yeah, I thought I was gonna put this at 30 for what Blake was gonna be at, but I'm glad that he went a little bit higher. And the only reason I had that there for him was because Ex Machina in 9 days.
Yeah.
But I think there are some harder ones for me to get past, like the Lord of the Rings. But there are 3 of them, so I do get to kind of play within there. And then obviously,
two of them are already in the S tier.
Yeah, and Blade Runner is one of those ones that's pretty high up there for me as well. I don't think I can get past that. I do think I probably enjoy this slightly more than Killers of the Flower Moon. I would probably have to do a rewatch of Killers just to see where I am on that, just because I haven't watched that since release. So
good.
I would just, I would need to run that one back to see if this beats it out. But as of right now, this definitely beats out Killers for me. So with all that being said, I think I'm probably going to be at 28 after Parasite, above Ex Machina. I think that's a good split for me.
Valid.
Man, that's tough, man.
It's a great movie. There are things like Starship Troopers that, and like No Country for Old Men, like we were talking about, that's kind of hard to get past. But from a purely execution standpoint, this movie's relatively flawless. They are not afraid of taking away people that you've come to, be in the story with. They're not, like Scorsese just doesn't shy away from pretty much anything. So like everything's on the table here. The plot twist ends up, all of them that are in there, they all work, while also leaving things up to interpretation. It's so well done from an execution standpoint that I think this deserves to be higher than some of those other ones.
We were talking about earlier lines, and I know it wasn't a funny line, but the line, I think it's Jack Nicholson is talking to Matt Damon. He's like, "Little Miss Thing will have someone else's bleep up their bleep," kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
That viscerally stuck with me as like a 14-year-old. Like I was just like, "Oh my god!" Like he's the worst. Yeah. So I think there is something to be said.
That being said,
a lot of
it being
said.
I'll let you finish your thought.
I was saying that there's something to be said for the dialogue in this movie. I think it's well written dialogue, which we've talked about a lot.
It really is.
Adam, go ahead and finish us off here, friend.
Yeah, our final ranking is 35.25, meaning we put it at 36. It falls just short of the S tier, below The Green Knight, and above Lord of the Rings: Two Towers.
That's fine though. Still in good company though.
Yeah, man.
T2, Furiosa,
and honestly, none of us would be mad about this.
Yeah.
If we didn't have the tiers, like if we did this movie 6 weeks ago,
Two Towers,
everyone would have been happy with it. So don't be mad that it got outside of the tier.
Two Towers, arguably my favorite Lord of the Rings film.
Yeah. That's the middle one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the third one's
great company though. Great company. T2, Furiosa, Green Knight, Two Towers, The Batman, Zodiac, Dune, Way of Water. Right. So yeah, totally. No Country for Old Men. So yeah, we got a lot of good movies on here, as we know.
Absolutely. All right. Well, that'll be it here for our main review segment on this week's episode. Next week's episode, we'll be talking about the movie Caught Stealing. That is a new movie coming to the theaters near you. That is Mr. Austin Butler.
Zoe Kravitz.
Oh, that's what
and
that
Zoe
is.
Kravitz. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Just once you said Austin Butler, what you're talking about.
Getting some good reviews so far, I think.
Darren
So,
Aronofsky is so hit and miss, so I'm so interested in this one for me.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out if he's hitting on this one.
I don't think I've liked.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I was just talking about. I don't think I've liked one of his movies since mid 2000s. I didn't love Noah. I don't like.
Is it Requiem?
Yeah, I mean, I like Requiem a lot. Yeah, absolutely. But
Yeah.
I don't like Noah's okay. What was the other one? Mother. I don't like Mother. Never
I was
liked
like,
Mother.
Mother's not bad, man.
Dude, I
Not
almost
bad.
walked out of the theater in Mother. That was the
Oh, really?
yeah,
Wow.
genuinely
Yeah, I
the
feel you.
closest I've ever come to something like
Yeah,
that. I saw people going out and I was like, that's not a bad option.
That's funny.
I didn't see The Whale, but like, yeah, I'm interested. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Did you
Alright, cool.
enjoy Darren Aronofsky's Andrew Yang ad from a couple years ago?
Yeah, didn't watch it. Oh wait, the Yang Gang, that dude.
He directed an ad
fuck
for Andrew
that guy.
Yang.
That blue clap motherfucker. Like, dude, that dude deserves to have both of his knees broken and have to beg for it.
All right. I opened a bag of worms I didn't know I was opening. Yeah, I didn't know you had such strong feelings against Andrew Yang.
Homie didn't stand up for anything. Bro folded like a fucking lawn
That's
chair.
fair. Yeah, that's pretty fair. Anyway, Caught Stealing next week. Join us for that. We don't really have time for what we're watching, so hopefully we'll have some time next week. Show plugs here. Please share the podcast, share with a friend, family member, maybe a co-op.
Maybe co-op?
See a co-op on the street. Recommend a podcast for them. That's the end of my Boston accent for the episode. While you're doing that, follow us on Twitter at Banter Row. Subscribe to us on YouTube. We're Back Row Banter, and our email is backrowbanterpod@gmail.com. BlakeHolder, where can the people find you at, my man?
Letterboxd, BlakeHolder, be on there, log some things, rate them out of 5 stars. PSN, Mr. Watercoolers, Xbox, Mr. Watercoolers.
Yeah, you can always find me.
Yeah, Nathaniel.
Yeah, on Twitter and Letterboxd. Not on Twitter, on Letterboxd and Blue Sky. And my other podcast, Sandpiper Tapes. NS Gingrich or Nathaniel G92. Adam.
You can find me on Twitter at H24 and on Letterboxd at H. That's AYYSH. Tyler, closes out here, man.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Letterboxd, and X, all Tyler Vidales, VIDALES. Appreciate you listening, and have a great holiday weekend for Labor Day. A little extra Monday off for everybody, hopefully.
Hell yeah.
Or for those who do have off, enjoy it and be safe. And we'll see you next time.
Be excellent
be
to
our-
each other. And BRB.
Yeah, Tyler, you got cut off, man. You don't get to say it.
Honestly,
Okay, well then.
I wanted to
Here,
get it.
and we'll. I'm Tyler, and I'll go fuck myself. Bye.
America. Ready for another lesson.
Cool.
Can't believe
Okay.
it's almost Labor Day. We're in
Bro,
in the
August
early...
melted.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like July I was chilling. August just like
Oh, other way around for me. July, gone. Then it could have been a day. August, longest month of the year so far for
No,
me.
bro.
Probably because I'm like looking forward to moving out. That's probably part of it.
Sure, yeah.
But August has been dragging.
August has been a
For me.
hellhole for me. If I'm being honest here, gang. I was also on vacation
That's
at the front of the month, so I also think that's probably why
See,
it feels.
I was on vacation at the front of July, which is why like we went from June 30th to my birthday, July 11th, in like 2 days. It felt like, and then the rest of the month flew by too. August has not felt the same, but we're almost to fall here, fellas.
Yeah, we're in false fall right now. I would say we got like kind of that cool air that finally cracked in here a little bit.
Yeah, when in the shade, when the wind blows, you can feel it a little bit.
Because it was fucking 95 for like 14 days straight, and that was horrible.
This summer was rough.
It was pretty hot.
Like
I
feel like
totally agree.
I feel like there's been summers where it's peaked hotter at certain points, but like as a sustained, just like this fucking sucks.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was a rough one.
The humidity this year has been above.
It's affected my body. I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't like it, but I've been dealing with some stuff because of it, and it's it's not good. I don't like it. There's a reason I don't live where it's humid.
For sure. Yeah, you walk outside and just start sweating instantly, man.
On the plus side, my skin has never looked better. But I'm dewy all the time now.
You know what? I love your optimism, dude. I love it. Nothing can knock you down.
Well, we got excellent weather now. It's been about probably almost this whole week. Maybe went back to Sunday or something, right, where it's been like mid 70s.
Yeah.
Perfect, dude.
It's the reason.
Perfect.
It's the stuff that Illinois, like, that's what you live for, man. Those
the 30 days
weeks,
you get like that.
Yeah. The rest of the year.
Truly. Sarah moved here and she got this weather right away. She's like, the weather's incredible here. I'm like, I told you, this is why people live here. This is why people live here.
Sarah, this is what we call false fall.
False fall.
We get it for like a week.
Yep.
And then it's going to get back up to like the 80s here. Probably like mid to high for like the next month and a half.
You'll get it for 3 days.
Then we'll get like 15 days.
Yeah. And then it'll be straight plummet.
And then after those 15 days, it's winter. And you're going to fucking hate it here.
We're going to kick it off by watching Prisoners. And you're going to feel the chill come in, basically.
We're going to crack your window, grab some blankets, light a candle. We're going to put on Prisoners.
And you're like, this is like the greatest weather in the world. These vibes are immaculate. And then next thing you know, you're going to look outside and it's going to be snowing. And you're going to be like, what the fuck is this?
Then it's Girl with the Dragon Tattoo time because it's bleak.
Yeah.
White.
And you're going to wish you lived underground.
I live in the sky. Screw the ground. The ground's cold, bro.
I go like happiness with winter. You got to keep the vibes up. We go frozen.
It's true. It's true. Tyler's a cozy winter guy. I'm a bleak winter guy. I'm like fuck this noise, man. This is
he
the
goes
dark
like
time.
full Rorschach.
Yeah. My
The city needs me.
I will look at them and say,
and I'll say no. He's just perched up on the balcony outside of Barrington Lakes,
just judging everyone.
Just flipping people off in the parking lot. Fuck you.
That's funny. Now, I will say, though, I don't know how you guys feel about sleeping with windows cracked, and I don't know if you think we're there at that threshold yet.
Oh, yes.
But if not, we are fast approaching that threshold.
Can confirm.
Which is like the
house
perfect.
has been open for the last
me too. Okay, I'm on the same page for sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
No.
Yeah. And the windows don't close until it gets like sub 40.
We're on the third.
Oh, facts, Tyler.
We're on
100%, bro.
We're on the third floor, brother. We got to get as much air moving through here as possible, and let everything open up.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
I haven't had a bedroom window in 2 years, so I'm excited to move out.
Sounds like I actually haven't seen the sun in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't experienced sleeping with the window open, falling asleep during the thunderstorms. Not a thing. I'm immune.
Adam's living barbarian. He's just under some Airbnb.
No wonder he wants to be underground. He's talking about like, the future's underground. He's been underground for 2 years, man. He's the mole man.
Pretty nice. I am the mole man.